Hey everyone, it's Scott again. This is part 2 of our video of how to pack a parachute. I still have my Javelin container and I still have my Saber 2 170 down there. What I do to start packing this, I just bring my risers together and I put them in the normal configuration that they would lay on my body, right here. Some people tie them off with a pull-up cord. Some people put a weight right here. I just typically put a weight right back in here for packing. And that's really all I do. So I'll come over here and I will pick up my rear risers and I take my brake lines and make sure they go over my index finger. My rear risers are resting on my middle finger and my front risers are resting on my ring finger. So I have all this good line separation. I will walk it forward. Give it a little shake and just give it a quick look. Alright. I will then bring all of my like lines together. Oh, missed them there. And then run them real quick. These are my brake lines and there's nothing impeding them. There are no tangles. These are my rear risers and you can see that all line groups are separated. So once that's done, I go ahead and take my parachute and put it over my right shoulder. I come down here and I do a 90-degree turn on it to where I have my cells facing my left. This is a 9-cell parachute, so when I count cells, I should count 9. If I count anything other than 9, then I just count again. And a cell looks like this. Some people think that that's two cells right there, but it's really not. It's one. And most parachutes are colored by cells. So they're easy to figure out. I know that my two outermost cells are blue, and that's one cell. So I'll count my cells, and I just kind of push them back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright. At this point, I just take my thumb and I put it right at the top here, and I bring it down until I have all of my cells in my hand. And I'm going to take this portion of my parachute and actually put this between my legs. So I grab my parachute with my right hand, and I swing it out, and then I just put it in between my legs. At this point, I take a little hop forward, a little step forward, and I'm really leaning on that weight because I like to have tension in my lines. Alright, now I take my slider and I push it over my shoulder, always making sure to leave at least one grommet that you can see. If you don't, your slider may slide back all the way down your lines, and then you have to stop what you're doing and have someone else stop what they're doing and bring you your slider. Or if there's no one around, you have to totally stop what you're doing and repack your parachute because you have to go get your slider. Now, when we're talking about lines, this is what a line looks like. It has this tab that's on, that's connected to your line. All right. Whereas this doesn't have a tab. It's sewn to the parachute. This is the poker chip, and again, no tab. And poker chip, again, no tab. So we don't really count these as part of our line groups. They're just part of the parachute that's on the stabilizer. We don't really worry about them all that much. All right, so I know that there are my set of brakes and my 4 line groups, and this is the back portion of the parachute, so I'm going to start here, and these are my brakes. So this is the left side of my parachute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Let me do that again because I get a bad count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I'm working on the left side of my parachute, I will hold my lines with my right hand. What this enables me to do, it leaves this space empty for my working hand. What I will do is kind of just do a little karate chop right here. And what we're trying to do is keep material to the outside and lines to the inside, and it'll create a nice channel for wind to flow. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. and I pick them up and I put them in my right hand. And now watch what happens, because I have, and these second set of lines, these are my D lines. I chop right in between them, and my C lines just line up for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I pick them up. I give that little karate chop to where my material's out and my lines are in. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are my B lines. And then, same thing, here are my A lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, the left side of my parachute has, all the lines have been run from their beginning at the container to where they attach to the parachute. There are no line overs, there are no twists, there are no knots, there are no frays. I do the same thing with my right side of the chute. When I go to get my brakes, I do it a little differently. I just grab the back end of the parachute. I don't reach way back over here to find poker chips and count forward. I just reach right down whatever is here. What I don't want to do is reach over here and have the parachute slip off my shoulder. So I just reach here and I know that I'm going to run into brake lines. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have brake lines here. And again, if I'm on the right side of the parachute, I hold my lines with my left hand. And this leaves me this nice little area that I can just do a little karate chop and I'm able to grab lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. I pick them up, give a little karate chop, again keeping material out, lines in. 1, 2, 3, 4. These should be my C lines. A little karate chop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my B lines. And these are my A lines. So now my chute has been cleared, the left side and the right side. And I will go ahead and bring down my slider. Now you want to quarter your slider, and you quarter your slider in between all grommets. So these are my 2 rear grommets. I just do that. And these are my 2 left grommets. I just do that. These are my 2 right grommets. I just give them a little karate chop there. And then with my 2 front grommets, I just take the slider and I just kind of put it down in between my legs right down there. I pick up my parachute again and I put that tension back on it. Reach down and I find the edge of my parachute and I walk it until I get to my data panel. There, which this is the middle, or the midline, of the rear of the parachute. So, I have my midline here. I just reach out and fold this back. I reach out with my left hand and fold it back. And I'll hold all of my lines in my right hand and the center of my data panel right here. And I'm going to take the parachute off my body. In doing so, I grab those cells again, and this is what it looks like. And you just take these cells and push them forward a bit, just to where this kind of peeks in on it. There. Now, as a precaution, I'd come and check that last quartering job I did, and it's quartered nicely. So, with the parachute, I'm really just holding it with my thumb. I match up the right side and the left side on these 2 seams, and then I just let the parachute hang off of my body. I take my right arm and I just rotate it around to where the parachute now rests on my wrist, which gives me a free working hand. Look at that. I pick up my parachute and then I just run it down to where I line up these second seams. So now everything is lined up and it's symmetrical, and you just fold your parachute in. 3, 4, 5. 3 to 5 times, and then this is the part of packing that everyone likes to mess up. They feel that you have to get your parachute down to the ground as rapidly as possible, and in doing so, they totally mess their parachute up. So the first thing that I do, and we're going to go down really slow, the first thing that I do is I take my hand off of this fold and I rotate it to where my thumb is pointing down. And then I take my right hand and I rotate it to where my hand is holding the lines and the base of my parachute. And then I'm just going to rotate this up, and my entire chute is going to rest on my left forearm. All right? And I don't have to do anything goofy with it. All I do is just raise it up. So I have my entire parachute right here. I still maintain my tension, and it's not going anywhere. I can stand here like this all day long with it, and it's not going to do anything weird. All right, so I just bring it down to the ground. I set it down, and then with my left hand, I just sweep it forward to make sure that nothing was folded underneath. And then I come over here with my right hand, and I do the same thing. All right, and right now on the ground we have a nice cocooned parachute. All right, and that's going to be part 2 of our video. So stick around for part 3, and we hope to see you in a little bit.